with what's happening. A lot of it is putting pressure on Hamas and also putting pressure on Israel. We see forces, and we're talking about the pressure that Netanyahu is facing, but it's a game that they've been playing for a long time, where we have pressure coming on Israel to maintain and kind of follow through with the different stages of the ceasefire agreement, while we also have talks about displacing Palestinians and Gazans to Jordan and Egypt that created tension in the region. But they're trying to push both sides into the corner to agree on continuing with the ceasefire agreement. Netanyahu playing a game with two audiences. One audience is his domestic, and the other is abroad. His domestic audience is, of course, the family of the hostages, people who are tired of the war and who want to move on. And then the other side is the right wing, which makes his government stable, which wants resettlement, which likes Trump's plan for resettling Gaza and bringing in the tents, bringing in the caravans, allowing the full withdrawal of Israel from the Gaza Strip, kinds of challenges the demands from the right to resettle Gaza that was kind of encouraged further by Trump's proposal to displace Gazans and kind of reinvest in it and have U.S. presence in there. So you see kind of these different elements at play. And what I think will happen is that the ceasefire agreement, at least the first stage, will happen. We'll always have a question if the second stage will happen, but eventually the discussions and the negotiations are going to continue. The question is how much of Israel, like if Israel is going to 100% commit to the complete withdrawal from Gaza, what kind of pressure is going to be put on Hamas to kind of figure out what type of control it's going to have, if any, in the Gaza Strip, and then what proposal will Egypt and other Arab countries are going to bring up on the table for reconstructing Gaza that will counter Trump's proposal. Of course, that is it's aspirational, and of course it's not going to happen because of Trump's also domestic audience that doesn't want U.S. presence anywhere else outside of the U.S. or further involvement, but also because of the regional dynamics as well and alliances in the region that will prevent Trump from implementing a larger plan, like a normalization agreement with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and bringing kind of gas pipes to Europe. So there's a lot at stake, and I think there is going to be a push to continue at least with the negotiations.
How do you see this all ending? Because Donald Trump, just as we've heard today, he's negotiating a peace deal, it seems, with him doing all the organising in Ukraine, and it seems like he's pulling all the strings also in the Middle East. But it's a very one-sided deal because he's allied so closely to Israel. Can Hamas trust the United States here?
That's an interesting question. Trust, right? I think it's all about regional interest that the U.S. has, and their strong alliance with Israel is always going to be prominent in their decisions. And that doesn't matter if it's Trump, if it's a Democratic president or a Republican president. The U.S. has maintained kind of a consistent policy toward Israel. Now, the question is, well, should the Palestinians in general and Palestinian Authority and other Arab allies trust the Trump administration in maintaining the ceasefire agreement and implementing a reconstruction plan? And I think that's where the leverage and the leeway comes from, is Arab countries, Saudi, UAE, Jordan, Egypt, an engagement with the Palestinian Authority that will help set maybe a future reconstruction plan that is manageable and also kind of able to move forward as well from different sides and with support from different sides.